Excellent!
So this is just a talking head video, you guys. I actually wrote a script for it originally. The idea was pretty simple. I wanted to share a message of hope and encouragement since a lot of people are having a hard time right now, mainly because of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Basically, I was going to talk about what we have been doing here on a daily basis, apart from the home remodel that I've been documenting for the past couple of months. And then I was thinking I would attempt to give some advice for anyone who is feeling like they might need some advice right now. Then I took a break for a couple of days, and when I came back to this idea and the script, I decided it wasn't such a good idea after all, because honestly, who am I to be giving you guys any advice right now? I'm in a relatively good spot when it comes to how the coronavirus has affected me and my family, and there's no shortage of celebrities and other well-off people talking right now about how the coronavirus has inconvenienced them or how they're just so bored being quarantined at home. But the fact is that everyone has a story about how COVID-19 has affected their lives because it has caused change on a global scale. Those who are sick, those who have died, and those who have lost loved ones, those who have lost jobs or the ability to provide jobs, I think are the true victims of all of this. The heroes are the ones who are still risking their health and possibly their lives by going to work to provide essential services, to make sure there's still food to eat and water to drink and electricity and heat and, thank goodness, the internet for the rest of us who are sheltering in place. In particular, medical staff are high up on my list of people who I would love to give a big hug to right now, but I won't for obvious reasons. That said, I am still making this video and I'm still going to talk about what we have been feeling on a daily basis, as well as how we've been coping with the pervasive fear and uncertainty that fills the headlines and news feeds each day. First off, mental health is a big part of the reason why I decided to make this video, because it helps for me to talk about this stuff. I think it also helps to talk to people in general, for you guys to talk to people and for people to talk to each other, but while under lockdown it can be very hard to do that. Fortunately, we have video chat now, which we might not have had as easy of access to 10 or 15 years ago, but that's often not the same as talking to someone face to face. It is better than a phone call though, so we've been trying our best to keep up with our family and friends with regular video chat sessions here at home. You might be surprised, especially if it's been a while for you, but seeing the faces of the people you love can make a big difference in your life and the way you feel. I think we should also talk about depression. I've dealt with it all my life on varying levels, and while I have my go-to methods to break myself out of a depressive cycle, it's a lot easier to say than to do. When I'm feeling really down, I usually rely on exercise in just about any form, but honestly just getting up and getting out of the house and going for a walk can make a huge difference. Sunlight and seeing the sky and hearing birds chirping and all that can also make a huge difference. Just remember to maintain social distancing, and ideally you also want to wear a mask while you're out and about right now. Remember that it's okay to be depressed, and don't let the fact that you're depressed make you feel even worse about yourself. I think that's often the hardest part for me. I am doing okay, generally speaking, and when I feel depressed, I often feel guilty about it because I am blessed with a pretty good life, so how dare I feel bad about myself? But I should not feel bad about myself. It's just a hard cycle to break out of. I know, I've been through it many times before, but I'm also just a tech YouTuber. I'm not a psychologist or a mental health professional, so if you truly do feel like you have nowhere to turn right now, I've included some links in the video description down below to resources for those who are struggling with depression and suicidal thoughts. Please make use of those resources, call one of those numbers, and remember that you are not alone. So I guess I am giving some advice out here, and my next bit of it is also the title of this video. One day at a time. It is so easy to get overwhelmed right now to the point where you just want to shut down and tune everything out. The internet provides a constant stream of news, and it's usually not good, but no one can solve it all or provide an easy solution. So if it's all become just too much to handle, try to take a step back and focus on the problems that you can solve. Sometimes just thinking about all the stuff I know I need to get done this month or this week makes it all seem impossible, but if I take things one day at a time, I can make progress. The house might be a mess overall, but I cleaned up the functional parts of the kitchen so we can make food tomorrow. The finances might look bleak, but I paid the credit cards on time and I made a short list of ways to save some money this week. Maybe you're feeling like your friends haven't been there for you during the lockdown, but one call or text can reconnect you with the ones you know really care. None of this is really new advice, but I think it helps to be reminded that just because we can't do it all doesn't mean that we should give up entirely. One time, many years ago, when I was feeling extremely depressed and useless, my wonderful wife told me to do something that made me feel like the master of my universe. She wasn't talking about taking on some grand task or challenge. She just meant that since I was feeling like I couldn't do anything right, I should choose something to do that I knew I could accomplish and see results. I don't even really remember what I did that day. I think I was just cleaning and organizing a part of our apartment at the time, but it did the trick. I accomplished something. I could look and see the results of what I had done. I did something simpler and within the scope of my capabilities, something that required no special brain power or effort beyond just getting off my ass and starting to physically do it. And afterward, I felt better. All my problems weren't solved, but I had done something. My living situation was marginally improved, and I felt like the master of that particular part of my universe. So if I have advice for you guys, that's it. Take things one day at a time. Make progress, even if it's small or incremental every day, so you can look back on yesterday and say, you know what? The world's problems aren't solved, but that one thing is a bit better now. I think a lot of people are just kind of waiting to see what horrible thing 2020 throws at us next, but taking steps to improve your living situation just a bit each day will help you to feel less helpless, and that is a good thing. Hopefully we will see a return to some semblance of normalcy soon. Until then, I wish you all the best. I thank you for your support and for watching my videos, and just remember, one day at a time, we will get through this.